It's time for the Friday Night Gamble! Matt Walsh and his co-host, the pride of Astro Jam, Terrell. Alright, our musical guest tonight is Mason Bob. Get ready for an hour of fun, conversation, music, and mayhem. Pop a bunch of light and let's roll the dice. As we welcome our host, the sensual entrepreneur himself, Matt Walsh.
Hey, give it up for me!
Hi, honey! How's it going? And welcome to the Friday Night Gamble. Kick your feet up, stay here a while, pay no mind that the world's on fire, because we're going to have one of the real good times tonight. Got my friend Mason Vi over here.
Howdy.
His friend James, and Terrell, you're back, but you're as a co-host tonight.
It's good to be here.
Yes.
Man, that's great to hear. Somebody say hi to Mighty.
I've been trying to get
Hi,
him
Mighty.
behind
Hi,
in front of a camera forever, so thank you.
Well, you got your wish tonight, Tony P. Before we go any further, we just got to tell you folks, if you like this stuff, if you think you got friends and family that might like it, maybe people that you pissed off over things on Facebook, whatever, this might be a great way to mend that relationship and bring y'all back together. Share the Friday Night Gamble, because it ain't nothing but a good time.
Y'all share it.
Nice little hootenanny we got going here. Also, folks, I got to remind you that if you like anything I do, there's this little link right down here in the description of this live stream to my YouTube channel. It's basically Matt Walsh TV. I want you to go down there and subscribe because, I've been thinking about it, Mason. I want to get a certain, I'm going to say this, if I don't get a certain number of subscribers, if the subscription does not go up after this little tidbit I'm doing right now, I'm thinking about hurting Ricky Dickerman.
Oh,
Ricky Dickerman.
Oh, no, we can't have
I'm
that.
thinking about harming,
harming them?
harmony, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's easier ways.
Well,
right?
I'm thinking about harming Ricky. So I just want everybody out there to know that Ricky's well-being is in your hands right now. So go down there,
Yes.
subscribe.
This is a serious situation right
It's
here.
a serious.
It
It's
is.
Mr. Dickerman.
He gets on my nerves, but I don't want to see him harmed.
Listen,
so
I'm just
subscribe.
joking. I'm not going to do anything to Ricky because Ricky.
Please subscribe. Save Ricky.
We don't
Save
need,
Ricky,
I'm
y'all.
just joking, y'all.
Subscribe, please.
I'm just joking. Ricky's been hurt enough. That's why he is not here tonight, Terrell.
Oh, my.
He was going to come and hang out. He was excited that you were coming last week. I told him you were going to be on the show.
No, I want to be. I missed the game show.
Well, you know what happened. I'll get to that in a minute too, because Richie's not here tonight either.
Yeah,
So.
Richie's
But Ricky last
I'm
week,
sorry.
if folks were
I don't know who
watching,
anybody.
Ricky had put Gorilla Glue in his hair to slick it back and look, get his do right, do the do, and ended up getting his hand stuck a couple times, as you saw L.A. Freeman so heroically cut it loose live on.
So we didn't have to call 911 or an ambulance.
But he got both. He went home, and of course L.A. wasn't there. He lives by himself, and
Some heroes don't wear capes.
he woke up with his
You're
head.
right.
Woke up with his head glued to a 12-pack, a fresh 12-pack.
Oh, you mean he didn't get it out before he passed out on the
No.
12-pack?
So he's recovering. He's recovering. He should be back next week.
See, you don't need to harm him. He harms himself all the time.
And as far as Richie Cash, we will not be doing high rollers tonight. We will resume that next week because Richie, God bless his heart, he is tied up in an exotic animal scandal thing where he bought these exotic lions, tigers, all these things. Bears too.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Why did it just bite somebody?
Oh my.
So yeah, folks, we got to talk about our sponsors. First guy I mentioned, our guy that sponsors our team drink. This guy, he's down in Key West, Florida. James, his name's Butch Lowe. He's a wild man. He climbs trees all day for a living. Sells meth by night. And somewhere
all right.
I didn't know he sold meth.
He's a meth dealer. But anyway, we were judging for that. But anyway, somewhere in between,
It's that blue stuff. Eisenberg.
Somewhere in between all that, he finds time to brew this Butch Light, which is a dandelion clover melatonin IPA, and it's 18%, y'all. So
18%.
beware. Let's have a little team drink here,
Pop
y'all.
them on off,
Here's
y'all.
to you. Here's to y'all.
Butch Lowe and his Butch Light.
All right, Butch. Heck yeah.
It doesn't taste like it was brewed with dead squirrel. So I think
Well, it's almost got like you can taste the dandelion going in and the clover coming
I
out.
definitely feel the
And on the outtake, and I guess the melatonin will keep you on the couch till tomorrow. So
See, that's my
afternoons
favorite part
sometimes.
of it.
Folks, we got to also mention this guy named Doc Sigmeyer in Colorado. He makes these Rocky Mountain slides. I've got just a couple of them right here. We got a tone bar here. You got to check this out, Tony P. I don't know if they've seen it before. Back it up into the
I like it a little bit. Oh, yeah. Now look at that shirt.
That's pretty dope there. That's
Yeah.
choice threads. But anyway, check out this thing. Talking about choice. Can you get it on there?
Yeah, but I need a little bit of light on it.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
Sparkly
I mean,
here.
yeah, now I can get it.
Well, spickle, sparkle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's choice.
There we go.
It's choice stuff there. And he's got, of course, the old quercetin medicine bottle. And I heard you playing slide while we were messing around, so I'm going to give this thing to you.
Oh,
and
snap.
pass that along. If you ain't got one of those, there's one of
There
those.
we go, man.
Mason Vi is our guest tonight. I'm glad to have you. How's everything been going? You just came from a recording session, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And,
Matt
Ja-
Walsh.
and James, your last name again, I can't remember. Burby. James Burby.
Burby. Yeah,
he,
Burby.
He just kind of...
You're now known as Burby. James Burby.
Mason brought him along for the ride, so we got a...
It's going to be roller
we got
coaster,
us a
James.
little
Get
treat.
ready.
And y'all were in for a treat because I heard these fellas playing right before we
Yes.
hit live, and there's some
Solid.
solid stuff, man.
I think Terrell came in dancing, man. I think.
Yeah, I love folk music, and that is some hopping stuff right
Getting
there.
wild.
Folk music encompasses a lot of stuff, but you all had me hopping when I came in.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He came in all
Yeah, he
Hopping.
came in. It sounded like a damn
Hopping and
hootenanny.
bopping.
Hopping and a bobbing. Well, Mason, where you're from? Where Winston-Salem, right?
Well, technically, from around Danbury, Hanging Rock,
Okay.
I was born on the side of the mountain, right on the banks of the river there, man. It's country's collard greens, I tell you. Yes, sir.
And now I've known you. I don't know your dad personally, but I've known of him.
Oh,
for
yeah.
15
Vi.
years or so.
That's
David
what people
Vi.
call him. Yeah,
Yes,
Vi.
David Vi is your dad, and a
Yeah,
well-known mandolin player around North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so you've been playing music from what I understand, and you even did an apprenticeship with your dad
Yeah,
not too long
with
ago
the
in Virginia.
Virginia Folk Life
Wow.
program there.
Now,
yeah.
how did that go?
Well, it was a lot of people I met through the whole experience. Lots of good stuff came about it, and now I'm writing songs just as good as ever. I tell you what, so very thankful for that whole situation. It was
So
great.
you've been playing music from an early age, right?
Yeah,
Going
real
to,
early.
The Fiddlers Convention.
Fiddlers conventions, yep, raised up like a baby in a tent, I tell you. And there's, the dirt and the mud from Galax, it starts imprinting in your soul at some point, and those notes, it just starts hitting your brain like osmosis when you're passing all these different pickers through the lanes, and it's great, man. It's wonderful.
Hell yeah. So did your dad kind of nudge you towards this kind of stuff, or did you
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of
Oh,
find it on your
definitely.
own? Or
Yeah, musical instruments all around the couch. You can't even sit down nowhere, and
Right.
sometimes you got to pick one up and just strum on it so you can just take a seat somewhere around the house.
So which one did you start out on?
Well, I started out
And how
first
old were you?
on a little bit of mandolin and guitar and bass were all kind of a little bit of each of them, all in all. And I started out really kind of playing the guitar when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I'm tired of this. I want a bass. And then they got me a electric bass. I started playing that. Then I said, I don't want to play this. I want to play the mandolin. Then I got a mandolin. Then I said, oh, forget all this. I know a little more guitar and all this stuff. I'm just going to play that. And so yeah, I'm sure people got a little tired of it.
Did your dad teach you on this? On the
Yeah, he
mandolin?
taught me a couple different little licks here, there, and the other. But I took some lessons as well, some formal lessons, and that's kind of what did a lot of good
Now, how
for me.
did that-
When
how'd
you're
that
when
go?
you're young, you don't like, oh, I don't want to hear what he's saying.
Exactly.
Telling me
That's
what
why I
to
say
do.
how'd that whole thing go?
Yeah. Well, it's gotten better with age. I'll tell you definitely. But it's like fine wine or cheese. But what I was gonna say is, took lessons from Ralph McGee and Rex McGee. And then at the Community Music Center in Winston, there, what is his name? Mike Seamus? I don't know if you know him. He used to run that the Tiki Bar
Okay.
in Winston. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Y'all remember that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You got them pina coladas over there. I saw you. No, but, and then just learned from a bunch of different people over the years, man. Love picking the guitar, love playing. I play the mandolin and bass still, too, but, anyway, enough about all that. Heck yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's
What
I've
you
been
got,
doing.
Terrell?
Well, what inspirations have you had? Like, who have you looked up to? I mean, there's
You
your
know?
dad. That's
Yeah,
probably my
definitely.
answer, but what other artists?
Listen to a bunch of different people. I like people that just kind of blow your mind, you know?
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Just kind of rip
Because
open.
it's all been done. So
Rip it all
gotta,
open.
You got to kind of...
Anybody who just makes you think, is this music?
Yeah.
Right.
Am I really doing this?
Right.
Am I hearing something right now?
Yeah.
It changes it. Everything. The whole perspective.
Was any of that, like more mainstream people, or more what you all would consider?
Yeah,
like
you know.
underground or kind of back
Let's see here. Miley Cyrus is, she's fierce, you know?
Yes.
And then you got somebody like Bill Monroe, who's also fierce,
Okay.
who plays the mandolin, and started bluegrass music, basically. And then, I mean, I love James Brown.
And
I
she
like to
started
get funky.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. See, now I love that because it really kind of gave.
How do I know this shit?
It gave young people the ability to be like, okay,
Yeah,
you
right.
can have a stage for
Well, he
someone.
never watched it, I don't think. He never
I
watched
watched him.
I heard James Brown though.
I love me some James Brown, man.
Soul James.
Oh
Brown?
yeah, hardest working man in show business.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Alright.
How can you not look up to somebody like that? Yeah, and I love to just get into it. Anybody who's just got a contagious energy to their playing. I'm all about it. Or they just shred your face off. So
Yeah, because it's all been done. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
especially things like guitar,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing I agree with you there, because you got to really, it's got to be kind of gigantic, Like I
Blow your
remember
mind.
first time I heard of Junior Brown or
Oh,
realized
yeah.
who that was.
Oh yeah, Junior Brown.
That was like, wow, now that's something different, I mean, it
Just
seems like
doing
Ernest,
my
sounds
job
like
on the
Ernest
highway
Tubb,
patrol.
if you ask me. But as far as the whole guitar, get still thing is fantastic.
Right.
So you when did you start playing out live?
I started out. I won the middle school talent show when I was 13, and Austin Cavanagh said, "You're gonna go places, young man." Now he's selling refrigerators or something. I don't know. Somebody told me. I don't know if that's true, but somebody told me he's selling refrigerators on
Somebody's got
ACs or something. I don't know. Anyway, but thank you, Austin Cavanagh. If you're watching this one goes out to you. I tell you, this whole show. Appreciate it. But then I started, I did in the Stokes County Arts Council. They kind of nurtured me a little bit. I did theater, too.
Oh, did you do theater?
Yeah, and that
Okay.
was kind of in its, and I'd started doing that when I was 8 years old. So
Okay.
that in itself is...
So you still mess around with the theater stuff?
I mean, I try to make my performance theatrical.
Okay.
This feels like a theater thing in some
Right.
ways, man,
It
to
is.
me.
It is. It is totally
It's a
theater.
mess.
It's a stage. It is a stage. I contend that it is a
All
stage.
the world's... What's
well,
the
it is
Shakespeare
it
quote?
is
All
a
the world's
stage.
stage.
So let's play some music
Yeah.
on this stage. What you got?
All right, here. Play one, let's see here, maybe something different here. I play that Rose Carolina all the time here. Write one about my whole adventure. I was recently, I recently went and did the whole American Idol thing, and I can't talk too much about that, but thought I'd tell some people if you want to check it out on TV. I'm hopefully going to be there at some point. So
Well, you didn't win, or you wouldn't be here.
that it's still going on. They haven't
my,
chose the
yeah.
winner yet. They haven't
So where
chose
did
the
you
winner, so I
audition
can't
at?
say anything else. I
Where
can't
did
say
you
anything else
audition?
about
Can
it.
you say where you auditioned?
I did say yeah. So Ojai, yeah, I can say. Sorry, I didn't say Ojai, California, out there, and I was real
All
far
right.
from home, and I wrote a song
Okay.
about missing my girl and
Is
all
this
that
it?
kind of stuff. Yeah,
All
right here.
let her
right
rip.
here.
We're going to talk about the American Idol thing when we come back.
Well, I'm a long, long way and far from my home. Do my best to cope with this feeling on. And I miss that girl back home in North Carolina. Yeah, pondering on all the things I used to call mine. But I'm setting course for a land I can't disclose. Well, I'm taking a voyage off into the dark unknown. If I come back feeble and I return sore, Lord, I hope you'll be there with open arms to greet me at the door. 'Cause I met it all down the line, down the line. Lord, I met it all down the line. What if my lucky penny never does shine true? Well, when I fade away off into the mystic blue. Yeah, what if my bell oh, it never starts to rain. What if the winding road that winds up just taking you from me? Honey, our paths are gonna fork, and these fickle winds will blow, but I'm gonna hold you to my heart through the cold rain and snow. Our foundation's strong, you know it's built on good bones, and keep my rambling ways off your mind. Keep the fire burning back home, 'cause I'm headed off down the line. Down the line. I'm headed off down the line. Get it, Marty, come on now. Guess I'll follow whatever comes next, and everything that happens turns out for the best. Well, you don't know if you don't go, was it meant to be? Oh, and you only get one chance to go and chase your dream. Well, I'm headed off down the line. Yeah, I'm headed off down the line. I'm headed off down the line. Oh, I'm headed off. Oh, I'm headed off. Oh, I'm headed off. Well, now I'm headed off down the line. Down the line. I'm headed off down the line. Headed off down the line.
Boy, that's a catchy one. That's a catchy one right
There we go, down the line.
Hell yeah.
That was all right. That was
Hey,
all
thank
right.
y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good times too. Good times, good buddies.
Well, two questions. You said that is the competition over yet?
It's not over,
It's
baby.
still going.
Oh, it's still going.
Okay, so
I
So-
can't talk about it, but
right, you
I
can't
might
talk
still
about
be
it.
in the running.
So
Who knows?
so what happens? They just keep flying them back out there and back and forth. You know, you don't.
It's different rounds. If you can watch, why don't you watch the last show and just figure out how it goes from there. Look up the Wikipedia there. But basically, how the show went last year is what I can, I guess, say is that they go from, you do your live, there's all these audition stuff you kind of got to go through before you go do that actual live audition in front of the judges.
You got to get picked in your local.
Yeah,
I guess.
and a lot of people are watching it now, and they're like, "Oh, this is happening live," but it's not.
Right.
It's
This
not.
is
happening.
all
This was
filmed,
all done
way
in
back.
November.
Right.
All this stuff, but it's the winner has not been chosen.
Just like this film, this whole show that you're watching right now was filmed back in June. So actually,
Yeah.
you know,
This is the winner was already. You know, I'm just kidding.
we figured out a way to live stream things from June. But anyway, the second question is, what made you decide to go and try out for American Idol?
You know, this is the easiest thing I've ever had to really do in the process of it. I got kind of picked by
you
somebody
won a couple
like-
competitions. Let me back up. You won a couple.
Yeah.
You did like three-time winner at Floyd Fest.
No, that was
Shakori
Shakori Hills.
Shakori Hills.
And then
and then you're runner-up at the Floyd
I'm on
Fest
the Rise
competition.
thing
And then
in 2019.
so you got a couple of things
Got
under your
a
belt
couple
there.
things on the belt, and then well, I've done some other fiddlers conventions, other small competitions around the area and stuff. I remember when the Winston-Salem Shuffle was going when I was young. I would be there like every month, you know,
And
competing and going.
what is that?
Yeah, it happened at Cranky's. You know what I'm talking about? They used to have that in Winston at Cranky's. Before they kind of made it all new or whatever, kind of hipster kind of vibe. It was like the hippy dippy kind of place to be. They had couches.
That hipster vibe will kill anything. That shit will kill anything.
That'll kill it.
It'll kill it.
Put that as a roach trap. Anyway, but what I was going to say, no, but I love their food though now. But they had this cool scene and a lot of music there, and I don't think they're not even doing music there anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But
well, who is?
really, yeah, well, no, you know what I mean.
I know
Anyway,
what
before
you
all
mean.
this,
But anyway,
yeah. Anyway, so they used to have that Cranky's thing, I won a couple times there, and that was kind of one of those things that made me feel like I should keep going at this.
and how old were you did your first competition?
Like I said, well, I did the middle school talent thing,
Yeah,
and then at 14, that was 13. Then at 14, I started doing that shuffle thing, and I did that on until I guess I was about 16, and then started doing the Shikori Hills deal and started winning that, and then kind of things.
So was
kept
the
going.
American Idol the next kind of natural
Progression. Well, it's
or
kind of
did
fun.
it
So with that, I got y'all ain't gonna believe it. I just got reached out by somebody on Instagram. Was like, hey, I thought it was a dang, one of them robot DMs or whatever. It's like somebody going, hey, you think you'd ever want to audition for American Idol? I was like, well, yeah, probably. I guess maybe. I didn't think
So
nothing
somebody
of it.
from
Then
the
they, yeah, somebody
So
who was
they're
like
scouting
the
Instagram
casting,
looking for
the
folks.
casting director, and then they reached out to me and they were like, we like what we're seeing, and we'll send you straight to the executive producers if you want to do it or whatever. And I was like, oh, that sounds great, and I did it, and then they were like, all right.
So
You're good to go. You can go audition, and they flew me out to do the audition. I can't say any more than that, but
So it wasn't a thing like where I called you yesterday and I was like, hey, putting on a fake voice and like asked you to come out to Nebraska and $100 and some hot dogs
and some fish at the pond.
Yeah,
right.
And you thought it could have been one of those
It's
situations.
a fish fry. We're gonna pay you in fish.
So you might have thought you didn't think it. You thought, hey, this could have been one of those situations, but it wasn't.
No, I was really worried about it, and then I thought it was all fake until I got the actual tickets in the mail to go, and I was like, all right, I ain't doing nothing. There's COVID.
So they paid for you to
I
go
ain't
out
gotta
there and everything?
They paid for me to go out there. Yeah, had some great hotel rooms. It was awesome.
Is the show fixed? Do they just pick you to be the damn winner? Because
No,
I would.
I can't say.
I would.
Thank you. I can't say any more than that.
I'm just
I
messing
can't
with
say what happened, but
Terrell, what you got for the fellas?
So the song y'all just played, you said you wrote that.
yeah, I was out there and I was like,
Catchy tune, man.
man, I miss my girl. I was out there alone out in California. I didn't know anybody.
I've never heard it before.
You never heard
And
it?
yeah, he just played for the first time. Give it
Oh,
up for
is that-
Bernabe! Give it up for never played it in his life!
Hey, let's give a team drink to James on that song, y'all. Team drink out there, y'all. Killer
Yeah, I
thing.
was thinking, I was like, thanks, Mason, for.
So are you still with?
Oh, you rocked it, man. Come on now.
Oh, that's some great
You
listening
got
right
it.
there. If you never play,
Are
that's
you
some
still
great
with
listening.
the young lady?
Oh, yes, yeah. We've
What's
been
it-
together. We've been together like 2.5 years now.
Is she watching? Yeah.
I don't know if she's watched. She might be. She's also recording today. They're probably still recording.
Oh, she's an
yeah,
artist
yeah.
herself. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
so
plays
she
the
plays
fiddle
too.
and
All right.
sings, and she's a
Okay.
great musician.
Okay,
Waverly,
What's her name? Yeah.
Waverly Leonard, and she's played with a couple different people. You might have heard of Big Fat Gap. You ever heard of them?
I have
If
heard
you
that
go to
name.
go to
I've heard
Shikori
that
or
name.
something, or
I've
they're
heard
kind
that
of a
name.
staple over there in Chapel Hill area, and so she was telling me, I played some gigs with Big Fat Gap. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. That's a big deal, really. But so she does that, and she was in the UNC Bluegrass Band, so
Okay.
she plays with some people, and we've been recording on. I'll give a plug to my friend Jenny here. We've been recording on her album today and this
Okay.
whole weekend. Jenny Kimmel, look out for that. Her band or whatever thing is called Walking Medicine, and the album's going to be called Peace in the Middle.
When's that coming out? You got a
And
release date on
I have
that?
no clue on that.
Now you're working on an album too.
Now, that's already
got
done.
14
That's
songs
already done.
in the can.
11.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, okay. I thought it was 14. My bad. But when's that coming out?
That is going to come out this year. Sometime.
You already got. You got.
I got like 3 different labels that are all talking to me about it, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best game plan on releasing it. But I don't.
And then you got an
I don't
album
know.
before that, Up and Up.
Up. Yeah,
Up,
that
yeah.
was released. Shoot,
Long time ago.
Some of that I recorded when I was like 14.
Oh,
you know?
okay,
So,
so-
like, that's
so-
real old. This new one is a long
And did you
time
do the
coming.
album cover on that?
Oh no! My friend Lulu Furtado.
Okay.
She drew that, and yeah, it's really killer. I love that. I had this idea of like I just want a little cartoon kind of thing. I think it looks, it's cool.
I like it.
I dig it too,
I
man.
found
Well,
it
it-
on Spotify too.
Yeah, right on. Thank you.
Let's do another song, and when we come back, I want to talk about your single with Sierra Farrell.
Oh yeah,
All
man.
right.
Then what? You want to play on one, or what do you want to do
What you
here?
got?
How about we do the lap steel one? That'll change it up, man.
Talk about it.
Keep that fresh in your
Tell
in
them
your mind here.
a
yeah.
little bit about it.
I'll
while
talk
I'm
a little
hooking up here.
about this one. So this one is a little sad, but it has kind of some interesting elements to it here. Long story short, I had a relative who passed away this year, and everybody else is.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you,
Sorry to hear that
thank
too.
you. I appreciate it, but everybody else is inheriting, the estate, the car, and the money, and the jewelry, and expensive stuff, and I got the liquor cabinet, which I was very happy to take that home with me. And anyway, so I was hanging out with our buddy. I wrote this with Ryan Eversole. Actually,
Jesse Ryan.
Go check old Jesse
Ryan
Ryan.
right back here.
Yeah, go check him out. He was on The Gamble. Go look on YouTube and
He's
check
playing
that out.
on a couple of my albums too.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic.
So we wrote this together. We were hanging out one day. We were like, let's write a song. We got to think of something. And I had this idea because we were sipping on all this old liquor. And I was like, man, we're drinking on this dead man liquor. And we just started thinking, man, I don't want to be that dead man. We're like, let's be careful, man. It's like, but I like his liquor too much. I don't know. And maybe I am going to be I don't know. Anyway.
What kind of liquor What kind of liquor?
Well, it was a little bit of everything, man. You know, some of it was not that good, honestly. I feel like somebody might have took a first pass at the good liquor, and then I got kind of the cheap liquor or something. But anyway, like we were drinking on something. I forget. I think it was like some Jose Cuervo. It was not very some tequila or something. I forget, but it wasn't.
Alcohol.
It was alcohol. Long story short, we were getting drunk and singing this song, and it felt right. It's called Dead Man's Liquor, and yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah, get the clap on. Everybody sing along. Have a good time. Get the party going back on. I'm sipping on Dead Man's Liquor. I'm drinking away borrowed time. I ain't one word to cry, fuss, and bicker, so I fill up my glass, ease my troubled mind. I miss the man who gave that liquor to me. Lord knows I miss the man that I used to be. Well, now put that whiskey, it tastes so nice, and it washes away all that pain I feel inside. Oh, what a hell of a ride. Sipping on Dead Man's Liquor, drinking away borrowed time. I ain't one word to cry, fuss, and bicker, so I fill up my glass, and I'll ease my troubled mind. Get it, Bernabe. Respects. But I'm stumbling over the tombstones with bourbon on my breath. Yeah, and when I found that fresh dug plot of hollow ground, yeah, I read my own name on that marker that I found. It sure turned my world upside down. Sipping on Dead Man's Liquor, drinking away borrowed time. And I ain't one word to cry, fuss, and bicker, so I fill up my glass and I'll ease my troubled mind. Yeah! Waking the dead up here! Get him in there, yeah, get it! Sipping on Dead Man's Liquor and drinking away borrowed time. I ain't one to cry, fuss, and bicker, so I fill up my glass, ease my troubled mind. I'll fill up my glass, Lord, and I'll ease my troubled mind. I'm sorry done been stamping and stomping there, buddy.
I'm sorry, man. I hit this volume control's got a little loose, kind of scratchy pot. I guess
He done played it. He woke the dead, and then the dead said, "Hell no."
I guess I played it too goddamn hard.
That thing's haunted.
Yes, sir. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I like that
was
song.
all right.
That's
Thank
all
you,
right.
thank you, man.
Terrell?
Wrote that with Brian. Yeah, man.
Jesse Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So talk about the single you did with Sierra Farrell.
It was just Mardi Gras
How'd
here,
that come
y'all.
across? How'd that
We need
come
some
about?
beads to chuck up in there here for y'all or something. But the Mardi Gras song, I went down, 2019. Went down to Mardi Gras, February 2019, and had a ball. I tell you what, it was a great time. Maybe too much of a good time. But anyway, I had some of these stories in my head, and I was like, I wrote this song about going down there to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Butch Light, got to take you a sip there.
Yeah, I get it.
Butch Light.
Thank you.
That melatonin and clover is a good mix right there. Isn't it? Clover in there. But anyway, I was going to say.
So you down in Mardi Gras?
Down at Mardi Gras,
having
a hell of a time. There's this big dude on. He's this old dude.
How big was he?
He's real tall. Well, basically, he's on one of those. Remember that, like from the 1920s, they had the giant bicycles with the one giant wheel on the front and the one little tiny wheel.
Yeah.
So this dude's
I got one of those in the garage.
He's got one of these old school, he's got like a cape or something going on, or like, you know, when you see something a conductor would wear, it has the real long end tails on his suit or whatever.
Right.
You know what
Like
what are those
tails.
called?
Penguin tails.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Penguin tails.
Penguin tails, right? Or something like that. Got the tails on the suit.
Sure.
He's like a conductor or something. He's got one of these big old handlebar mustaches on,
Oh,
too.
yeah, you gotta have one
and
of
he
those.
said, he's got
You
this
know,
Brooklyn accent. He's all like, get out the way. I'm looking for the Mardi Gras. Get out the way. I'm looking for the Mardi Gras. I couldn't get enough of that, man. Couldn't get enough.
Top hat and everything.
Oh, man, top hat and everything, baby.
So did that end up
Hell
being
yeah.
Sierra Farrell?
And that was actually her on that bicycle. No. So I met Sierra. How I met Sierra, I was up in New York, and me and my dad, speaking of him, we were doing this workshop at the New York, like the grassroots up there at the Finger Lakes.
Yeah. All right.
We did this culture camp thing, and it was like a father-son duo, like songwriting workshop or something. I forget what we were doing there, but anyway, later on that night, there's this honky-tonk band playing, and Sierra's out there, she's dancing, and I'm like, well, would you like to dance? And so we started two-stepping a little bit, and then I heard her she was like, I gotta go play up on stage, and then she started singing with this band. I'm like, oh my gosh, this voice, oh my gosh, she's amazing.
So you didn't know who she was?
I had no clue who she was. We were just buddies. I'm like, dang, you can sing. And then we started picking. I'm like, it's fun. It's all get out.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, then I realized that we had a common mutual friend, Nate Leith. And, it was a lot of fun. We've kind of gotten to know each other and hung out when I was living in Nashville there. And when I was living in Nashville, that's kind of what sparked this whole recording session where I got some of those cats on that recording to do that, and Sierra was very kind to let me feature her on that. So if you're watching, Sierra, thank you a billion. Everybody's loving it, and you rock.
She ain't
watching. Anyway, she ain't watching, but maybe. Who knows?
I was like, I wonder if I could go see if she is.
No, Tony.
Maybe at some point. Who knows?
So you lived in Nashville for a while.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about potentially moving back at
Are you?
some point here, which that's still a little,
How many
all
years did you
new
live
here.
out there?
I wasn't there for. I was there for 3 or 4 months, and then I got hit by the dang tornado. I was out there.
I read.
I was out there in the tornado.
Yep.
I was in the tornado, and then COVID hit, of course, and then I got hit by no gigs, and as a many musicians, so. Yeah, it was kind of a high-balling dream to go out there and become a country star, and I realized that real quick when all the gigs started shutting down. So, yeah, man.
James, let's talk about you just a little bit. Where are you from?
I live in Louisville.
Louisville?
Yeah,
Okay.
Salem area.
And how long you been playing?
Since I was about 10 or 11.
Okay. Mandolin only?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can dabble in a couple of other instruments, but. Yeah, mandolin seems to have been the the one thing that I've kind of stuck with.
Kind of stuck with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he built this mandolin.
You built it.
Yeah.
So you do build mandolins. Okay.
I did for a while. I kind of stopped in the last couple of years. This was the last one I made.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And so, do you play with anybody, like a band or anybody? in
I
town,
did
or
for a while. I mean, I did for
just
long,
to kind of
long time.
freelance
Yeah.
stuff now,
And
or-
then just recently, I started kind of reevaluating. You know, when you get in your 40s,
Yeah.
then you get in your 50s, and you're like, nothing's really gonna happen at this point in your life. So it's like, do you want to spend? Do you want to spend like 12, 13 hours a day to play 2 hours? You know,
Right.
And all that and traveling. I was playing with a group. I played with a bunch of bands around here, but I started playing with a group out of Charleston, South Carolina, and I was always gone. Everything was 4 or 5 hours away.
Right.
Everything was.
Right.
You ever heard of the Blue Dogs? He used to play with them.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blue
and
Dogs.
it just became and we were like you know
Wow.
usually the headliner in most most of the gigs, so we'd have to be somewhere. I mean, even if I played a one-off in Charlotte, I would have to be there at 4. I'd have to leave at 2 or 2:30, and I'd get home at 3 in the morning. But we wouldn't go on to 11 at night for an hour and a half, and it was just one of those things where I started evaluating how I wanted to spend my time on weekends.
Right.
I work all week anyway too.
Right.
So.
And that's a big commitment.
Yeah, so I just
5 hours.
yeah. Right now, I just rather like just step out and you know go drive 15 minutes down to the local bar, plug in, play or whatever it is you're gonna do, and then go home and
Yeah.
and still you know like I said, you know the Brewers Kettle is one of those things.
Yeah,
where
every Monday. If y'all watching,
Yeah.
every
What's
Monday.
if
I
I
host
ever want to just go jam, I mean
Yeah.
it's right there. Just go and I get there when I want and leave. When
So
I
you
want,
host a jam at the Brewers Kettle, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
every Monday.
Every
Y'all come
Monday,
on
right.
out in Kernersville,
Bluegrass
K-Vegas,
jam,
baby.
right?
Bluegrass.
Anything.
Well, we
Yeah,
call it
it's
the
like
Brewgrass
The
Jam.
Bluegrass, okay.
We call it the Brewgrass Jam because it can be kind of whatever. We've seen people break out keys and harmonica and cajon, and somebody brought a flute and a whistle
Now,
the other day.
is
It was
this a
awesome.
brewery?
Yeah. And it's a
it's
super
in-
great
it's in-
bunch of people that go out there too. I mean,
Kernersville.
it's-
Yeah, I've been
yeah.
there. It's a
And-
cool.
and-
It's a cool place.
So
They got all
y'all
these
y'all have the
tables
beer there.
outside
Y'all
and
have the beer
everything,
there,
yeah.
right? Y'all have
What?
the
Say
beer
it
there.
again?
I said they have all these tables outside.
Yeah. We play
and
outside. We play outside, yeah.
Because it's a small space inside, but it's a good.
Do they have any beers at the Brewers Kettle that are
They've got
better than Busch
everything.
Light?
Yeah, they got
They've
everything.
got
man.
everything.
I've been there once.
But are there any
before.
Yeah.
that are better
I
than
don't know,
Busch Light,
man.
you
I
think?
think that
think-
clover in there
I
has
don't know.
this
This is
something to it, man.
This is pretty serious.
I
stuff
was
right
about
here.
to suggest
Say
you
yes, or
check.
he'll stop sending the shit.
No.
Great.
We bet.
Probably nothing better down at the Brewers Kettle. You hear it here, Butch.
Yeah.
The guy said there's not one beer
Butch.
down there that can top this.
But also, I tell you, they like. I think that they would maybe take that. They have like
There
a
you go.
billion like
Okay,
variety
so
selection.
you
Yeah.
think
They
they might
do.
stop? We're looking
That's
for
what I
They
was
might
going to
stock
say. If
some Busch
anybody
Light in
wants
the
to
store.
check,
We're looking
check
for
out
an
there,
NC
see if
distributor.
they
That
got
might be
it.
my new favorite
Okay.
drink to drink
Yeah.
there on
Okay.
Monday nights.
All right,
Yeah.
Butch Light. It's 18%, so I
Yeah.
don't know. You know,
This made me appreciate IPAs.
you may have to just do it by shots if you're driving. You know,
What are you gonna do?
You have to do it by shots. Well,
Busch
folks,
Light.
we do this thing sometimes here and now. I'm not going to let the audience down just because Richie in here. We're going to revert back to our old standby here. We did this the first season of the Gamble quite a bit. It was our first kind of giveaway
Right.
thing.
It was.
I'm going to give away. What am I going to give away tonight, Tony P? I guess I'm going to give away a T-shirt. I got a lot of T-shirts. I got some Rocky Mountain Slides T-shirts. I got all kinds of T-shirts.
Maybe make it special. Maybe make it a.
I got a
t-shirt and
we got.
pick.
You don't know what you might get. You don't know what the hell. you
Yeah,
might
let's
get in the
make it
mail.
like a grab.
And a Busch
You
Light.
might just get a grab.
Mystery
bag.
surprise.
Send them a Busch Light in the mail if
But
they're
we'll
over
s- we
18,
might-
over 21.
We
sorry.
might send you a Busch Light. You never know what you'll get, but you'll get something really. Let's just make it a surprise package.
Yes.
How about
that's
that?
it. That's it.
A surprise package because Richie, we found out kind of late that he wasn't going to be here. I got a text, that he's anyway. It's a long story.
It's Richie, right?
But we used to play
He's
this
a
thing
jet
called
setter.
How Many Picks Are in This Damn Jar? And folks, it's real easy. All you got to do is take a guess of how many picks are in the jar and comment it right here in the stream. And the winner, like I said, will get a surprise care package. I don't know. It might be a Butch Light, a T-shirt, a Rocky Mountain slide. It could be we got Rocky Mountain picks too, Tony P. He's got it up.
Yeah.
Made out of antlers and all kinds of bones.
Reindeer.
Yeah.
Yes, made out of reindeer. Actually, yeah.
Santa's reindeer.
Santa's reindeer. When they get too old, they have
This
to
is what
euthanize
happened to
them.
Blitzen. When he got too old, that was it.
He's still got Blitzen picks. They're kind of
Blitzen.
pricey. There's not a lot left to go around. So
I'm surprised Richie ain't trying to deal Yeti fingernail.
I'm surprised he's not taking the picks and chopping
That's
them up and
probably
trying
what
to
he's
store them.
He's
honestly.
probably under arrest for a damn buying a Yeti, a frozen Yeti.
Oh, Richie! I thought you said
Yeah.
Ricky.
No, Richie.
Richie. He's dealing in this the black market of exotic animals: lions, tigers, and bears. As
Oh,
Mason-
my.
So
Yes.
he's just trying to be his own Tiger King, but with
Bear
No,
King.
he wants to. As far as the thing he referenced the Tiger King
Bear
actually in his text. That's crazy. He said that. He said look, this isn't. You know how he is. He's I want to get this straight. He's real formal about everything. I want to get this straight. This isn't a. He says this isn't a Tiger King situation. That's the way he worded it.
I could hear him say that.
And
That's
it's
it.
not a Tiger King situation. He says I'm opening a zoo, and it's a big misunderstanding. So
Oh.
Is there a snake farm there too?
he is very scared of snakes. As am I.
Okay, yeah, it
As
just
am
sounds
I.
nasty.
As am I. What do you got, Terrell, for the fellas?
Oh man, well, what would you call your style of music? I mean, it seems
That's
to
a
be
good
a,
one.
a mix of.
Oh yeah, a little bit of people are kind of calling on the charts Grassicana. I think that's
I
what
like
they're-
that. No, that sounds good.
Grassicana,
That's a good
what
classification.
They've been calling that on the charts Grassicana.
Did you disguise yourself and call into a radio station and say that let me hear some of that Mason Vi and that Grassicana sound he's got, and then it just started.
No.
Because I've heard newgrass.
Yeah. No, but I did. What is it?
'Cause that's some shit I do.
Funky folk, rhythm and blues grass, something like that.
Yeah.
I like that Grassicana. That
Yeah.
does describe your sound because you
Yeah,
got. I mean,
Grassicana.
you kind of heard you describe it as newgrass a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Tony Rice kind of sound.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, right.
But it's
Where
more,
there's no limits on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's no limits, man.
Right. You got that.
Play a little whatever.
Let me ask you this: Does it put you in a pickle when somebody classifies you as a strictly as a bluegrass?
Well, once they
musician?
start doing that, I start drawing outside the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's all right.
But
Yeah.
but still, no matter. Now I've drawn outside the lines for years, and still they'll go, well, he's a blues musician, and I could play a ska song that was mixed up with a polka.
I would like.
And that have influences of like West African music, and they'd still say it's a blues. He wrote a blues
Well,
song.
I don't. Maybe you got that to your kind of. I think about that too. Like at my roots, I feel like I've
But
got
would it
this
ever
bluegrass
does it bother
thing.
you, or would it bother you if you were classified like that?
That's just bluegrass.
Yeah, because there's
no.
cats out there
I
with-
love that too, man. That probably
So
I
it's
could probably
fine.
make more money doing that. Who knows?
So you feel like I'm not familiar with the bluegrass world. I mean, I am familiar with the blues world because that's where I came from as a young man, and basically, in the blues world, if you're on top, it's like being a shrimp in the big sea. There's not. It's a very niche
Well,
market.
same thing with bluegrass.
That's what I was going to
Same
ask. So how does that
thing.
work?
Same thing.
Is it?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It is the same kind of niche thing, but at the same time, they got these, and just like the blues community, I'm sure you know all about it. There's festivals. And,
Right,
I mean,
sure.
that's not a thing now, but
Right.
but there are these certain niche festivals, and they get this certain group of bands, and you can be booked all year long, making real good money playing bluegrass music.
Right.
And you
Right.
just maybe nobody knows who you are. That's the wild thing about music that I've kind of come to realize, that you could be making a dang good living playing music and nobody knows who you are or never heard of you.
Right. And people do it. People
Yeah,
do
you
it.
be in Europe.
The internet.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
and in Europe, I mean, they eat our folk music up.
Oh
There
yeah,
are
I mean
people
they've done that since
making
the 60s.
money. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Europe,
Yeah, they
American
love it.
players and stuff like that.
You hear that, y'all? Go pick a banjo.
And go to
Or
Europe.
go play in Germany or something like that.
Yeah,
All right.
yes. I mean, really, and then you got like audiences over there. You can hear a
Yeah.
pin drop.
Yeah.
There's
Mm-hmm.
so
Getting cultured here.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, we try to cover all bases.
I don't know.
A little bit of debauchery.
A game show. So what are your pet? You know, I'd like to ask folks this, and I'll ask both of y'all this, and then we're going to do a song. But you know, everybody always talks about the grandiosities and the good, all the fun things that come with being a musician. What are your pet peeves as a musician? Or your biggest pet peeve? If you had to narrow it down, because you say, "Oh man," so you must have a lot.
I got me some, man.
All right.
I just hate like we were talking about. Bernabe was just talking about that. The driving, man. It's the driving. It can just get back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
What's the furthest you've driven at this point in your life?
What was it? You know, at least 13 hours, I think, something like that. That's not that far though compared to something. I know some people go up there in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worst drive I ever did as a musician was about 3 days before Christmas. Drove to Key West, Florida, and back.
Wow.
And we did
That's a long drive.
We did a couple of shows along the way, but really, yeah. I mean, and it was so crazy because it was around December, so you keep going back in these different climates, getting cooler and cooler and weird. It's bizarre, But so what would be your second one then? If it was. Well, you didn't really tell me. You said you gave me his. So what would be your pet peeve, Mason?
Oh my, well, man, I hate tuning. I tell you, I wish these dang things would stay in tune all the time. Or like I don't know about this time of year. Some of y'all might not know it, but like these they start warping and changing because of humidity and the change of temperature, and then you start getting a buzz thing going on, and then you go get it fixed. Then it starts getting hot again. It's all this change, and then you gotta go get fixed again. It's like shit.
Well, and this thing looks like it's had a little bit of history.
It has.
Yeah.
It's my guitar.
This is his.
Oh,
it's your guitar. This man put some years on.
All right.
So funny because I was just going to ask him when I was talking about tuning. I was going to say, "Hey, Mason, how you like the guitar?"
No, I dig this guitar, man. Really,
Isn't that a
dig.
nice
Yeah,
guitar?
it's nice, man.
You know how that guy's bring over Martins that didn't sound as good as that thing, honestly.
This thing sounds tight, man.
I got it for $100 in a pawn shop. I mean, excuse me,
That's awesome.
At the video store. I used to work at a video store when I was about 19 years old.
Blockbuster?
Hell no. T-Town. I worked at T-Town Video, and it was out.
T-Town.
T-Town. It was way out in the country. Not way out, but out there enough that during a weekday, in an 8-hour period work day, you might have 5 customers come in and rent a video.
Yeah.
So I just, started taking my guitar out there and playing. And when I would put it up when people came in, but then when I start getting good, I was trying to gauge how I was doing by when people come and shop for the video. I start whipping it out on them. But anyway, one guy came in one day and he said, "Hey man, I got an old Yamaha, 70s Yamaha. If you want it, I'll bring it up." And I went, I said, "Okay." So he came up. So what do you want for that? $100. So.
Wow.
It's been with me ever since.
I just want to say, I wish people would just randomly play music at work and other places.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I love music.
How cool
I
is
love
that?
all kinds
Just
of
like,
music.
I'd like to have all these focus rooms in these corporations. Just let people go in there and just start playing music, and that
And
way
then the
people
rest of us
around
that
you
want to
can,
listen, we go and get a
get a
little
little taste.
audio therapy or something like that. So.
Well, let's play some guitars together.
Yeah, let's do a little blues here. This one's one off my first album. And here's a little song about redemption, baby. Oh yeah. It's called "Dip Me Down in the Water." Dip me down in the water, and let all my emotions out. Yeah, dip me down in that cold rising water, let all my emotions out. Well, wring out all my sadness, put up to dry all my doubt. Plunge me down in that river, Lord. You set my spirit free. used to believe. Get it, Bernabe, come on now. Right on, come on. Woo! Yeah. So the whole wide world will know. Well, you know I dance with the devil himself. I'm gonna watch the eternal blow. Oh, and dumb it down in the water. Wash me from these sins. Dumb me down in that river, baby. Come on, wash me from these sins. Honey, I've been lost for so long. You know it's time for some faith to begin. Yeah, thank you.
Sir.
Man, I love how it sounded with y'all. Y'all, dang, y'all just made that. I wish I had y'all every time I play that song.
That's a good one, man.
Thank
What you got, Terrell?
Man, I just wanted to point out that the gentleman here has his name on this instrument.
He built it.
Mandolin.
I know. You gotta put your name
that's a
on it.
legacy right there.
That is legacy.
You know, you got your name on an instrument, so that's all right.
You know, I've got a name. I've got a name on one of my instruments.
Oh yeah.
It's not mine though. It's Buddy Hardwood. That's where he got drunk. Yeah, he took my guitar and took
Buddy Hardwood.
Took a damn Swiss Army knife.
You're kidding,
carved
man.
it. Yeah, it's in the back of my Telecaster. You flip it around, it says Buddy Hardwood. I mean, what are you gonna do with that?
What is up with these friends of yours?
Kick
Buddy
his
Hardwood,
ass.
Ricky Dicker. What's Dickerman?
Mason,
Buddy Hardwood.
I'll just say this. Listen, look, a lot of people ask me this, Mason, and I guess it's a good thing you asked live on the air. It's because I have a big heart. You know? It's because I let people, I try to be nice to everybody.
That's good, man.
I try to be, Tony, I've tried to be nice to Buddy. How many
You're too
times?
nice.
I've been
I
waiting.
tell you every time.
And what happens is with these guys like Buddy and Ricky, and there's other ones, Cowboy. What happens in Butch? Butch is the nicest one of all.
Yeah,
Butch
is pretty.
Yeah,
he's-
I'm kind of disappointed in Butch though. I didn't know he was.
Well, I shouldn't have let that out. But he says it on the Cowboy documentary that he puts it out. I did a documentary about my friend Cowboy.
All right.
Yeah, a documentary about him and his. In fact, that is, if you look over here, James, kind of moved to your right a little bit. There's Chad back there. Chad. That is on permanent loan right now. Well, not permanent, but it's on loan from us right now from Cowboy. That is Chad, Cowboy's companion.
Nice.
I haven't met
Half
Cowboy.
man, half Holstein.
Well, have you seen? Have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Mama? Have you ever seen Mama Named in Cowboy?
Mama named him.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama named him Cowboy? No, I ain't.
Well,
seen it.
you gotta go to my YouTube channel,
Yep.
and
All right,
that
I
link
gotta
is
check
right
this
here in the
out.
stream. You got to go there because that's part of the Cowboy.
The
Mama
movie.
Named him Cowboy. Yeah, and
Y'all
it's
tune in on that.
It's on loan
Yeah.
from us. But anyway, yeah, these guys. So what happens is you let them into your life and you befriend, and then it gets too deep. So it gets too deep to where they're on your show. I mean, Ricky has become the host, the co-host, pretty much this season.
Yeah, but man, when they're carving their name into your guitar, that's when you just have to say enough's enough.
But he won't go away. I mean, Buddy, like he won't go away. He won't stop. He won't stop.
Unstoppable
He
force.
won't stop. He won't stop.
So I keep waiting for him to get.
Keep
to the
on,
Facebook
don't
jail
stop it,
where
baby.
he can't
Keep on,
comment
don't
for
stop
30 days.
So what's next? You can't say.
That guy's funny, man. I can't really talk
How
about
does
what's
it feel to be
happening,
in that
man.
position that you really can't share what's?
It's kind of cool, kind of
Yeah.
weird, because I'm a very open book.
It's fun
man.
because
I'm
you
a
can kind of
very
dangle
open
it a
book.
little bit.
Yeah,
over
I'm dangle.
folks.
I'm dangling.
I know. I can tell.
It's
It's
a hell of a way, and I told folks when promoting the show, I said you're in my top 5 musicians of North Carolina that come out to keep your eye on, really.
Oh,
because,
thank you, bud.
Because here's
man.
the thing: you're 23 years old,
23.
and a lot of people at 53 can't get this through their head. That you really have to take every opportunity. You really have to work it to make it work. And
I'm trying to work it. I'm trying to do my best, man.
You've got the talent and you've got the personality for sure. But you've got the work ethic. You seem to me to be a complete package, really. And that's saying a lot, Terrell, because Tony, because we've seen a wealth of talent in North Carolina on this show. And to me, you take Ashley Heath, Ella Patrick, all these folks. They're just as good as Sarah
Mama
Terrell.
Molasses.
I mean, really, they're fantastic. But I think you are really, really up there with the cream of the crop of folks, young musicians to really
I like
keep an eye
cream
on.
corn, but
So definitely. How much do you like cream corn?
It's not you.
well, son, I brought me a can of it in the car, but we don't have much longer on the show. We'll have to edit that in.
We'll eat that afterwards.
We'll eat that afterwards. That'll be our post-show dessert.
Do you have any plugs you'd like to throw out there as far as your website, how to get your
yeah.
music, all that kind
Check
of
it all
stuff?
out. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works that's potentially happening. So y'all just keep watching out. New album or something.
How can they get what you got already out?
Oh, MasonVia.com or MasonVia, and Via is spelled V-I-A, like Via.
So not Via.
Not, Via, like I.
And Tony was like, what do we call him, Mason Via?
When I was reading your name, I said Via to myself.
Yeah, that's how I kept reading it, and then I'm so glad that I just
What are you gonna do?
I had the cliff notes because I knew his dad was. So
All right.
Is your dad watching? You think?
Maybe, I don't know. He's not too savvy on Facebook.
Okay.
He's still trying to figure out how to.
So he's not like
put a story.
He's
up
not
and
like
stuff
watching.
like
He's
that.
not like watching it, like thinking to himself, these guys are going to take Mason down. They're going to take him down.
They're going to destroy his career. Everything he's had going for him.
Because that's been my big worry the whole episode.
Hey, if you haven't got the text yet, then you'll get it tomorrow morning.
Right.
I heard a couple bangs.
He's on YouTube. He'll see it on YouTube.
What are you doing?
He'll see it on YouTube. All right, well, we got time for another song. What you want to do?
Oh, yeah, let's do
I'll let
that.
you-
Oh, the funky one. Get on the bass there,
I'll let
buddy.
you take us out.
Right.
Tony, let him finish this one all the way through.
All right.
And folks, we will be back next week. I want you to have a safe, fantastic weekend. Don't be fooled by imitators. Fear the originators. We got a big one right here to my right. Terrell Brown, thank you so much for being my co-host. Having you.
Yeah, man.
James, thank you for coming along for the ride.
Thank you.
It was a
Appreciate
treat,
it.
very
Thank you
much
very
a
much.
treat. Let's hear some of that.
Yeah, now
some
before we
here.
get into this, recorded this video of me doing this on my buddy Bernabe here. He also does video stuff. 24 frames is what the video's called at Real Spul Media. Check it out on YouTube. It's good stuff.
You got a video for this on YouTube.
Yeah,
I should mention
yeah.
As well.
Yeah, you guys used it.
Yes, we
You guys used it. Yeah.
I'm not going to get a paper in the mail or anything.
No, I'm
We're
glad
actually
you used
we
it.
came
Because
here.
my lawyer's Buddy Hardwood.
No, I'm glad you used it. And
We actually came here to serve you, and that's really why.
Right. You'll get
You've
your
been
papers when the
served.
camera's on. All right.
Well, greenback dollars are on my mind. Tired of making nothing, working overtime. It's a tough road, holding a steep hill to climb when you're living underneath the poverty line. No career, I spend my nights picking, singing, and drinking beer, selling my soul for pennies on a dollar, singing, fishing in the dark and deeper than a collar. Sun up, sun down, it's a hustle and grind. Can't get ahead without falling behind. But I sing a soul song, I sing it clear and loud. I do my best to make my mama proud. Greenback dollars are on my mind. Get a little gang vocal on that. Greenback dollars are on my mind. Yeah. Yeah. Greenback dollars are on my mind. Greenback dollars. Yeah. Come on, Bernabe, get it. Wishing well, cause my luck's run out and I'm brokest. Loading and loading out another dive. It ain't living up, it's just trying to survive. I said blood, sweat and tears, tumble and toil. Yeah, I'm running out of fuel, I'm burning midnight oil. But a working man does what a working man do. Trust in the Lord and He'll get you through. Greenback dollars are on my mind. Woo! Greenback dollars are on my mind. Greenback dollars are on my mind. Hey, greenback dollars are on my mind. Come on down, Bernabe. Dollars are on my mind. I'm tired of making nothing, working overtime. It's a tough road,